Hey guys, James here again. This week, what if Naruto was the ultimate Shinobi experiment? So basically, Naruto would be a Shinobi experiment, as I just said, but this is also going to be kind of a video testing my knowledge of just Naruto character abilities, used from light novels to anime to manga. So, yeah. So, basically, Naruto's birth is the exact same, it's just that when the Nine Tails would swipe through Minato and Kushina, well, the Nine Tails claw is a bit longer and can actually pierce baby Naruto. It destroyed a few of his organs, which this baby was actually able to survive due to his Uzumaki healing factor. Not that good, but Minato was able to see the Nine Tails inside Naruto, which would actually allow Naruto to heal a decent amount. But Danzo would be the first to find Naruto, and basically tell Hiruzen he's going to get Naruto to a hospital. So with this, Hiruzen would agree, tell Kushina's last word, as the baby's name is Naruto, and Danzo actually brings the baby to, one of Orochimaru's old labs that's still being cleared out, and Orochimaru is doing it in secret. Danzo arrived there as he told Orochimaru who this baby is, what DNA he has, and says that he thinks this baby could be amazing with Hashirama cells. Orochimaru happened to have a full canister of them, saying, this is pure Hashirama cells, it's enough to actually make around half of the human body. So with this Naruto gets Hashirama cells pumped into him, and the ones that don't heal his body are just formed into chakra. So with this, Naruto basically gets Hashirama cells, allowing to get Hashirama's chakra along with Hashirama's healing factor. Hashirama's healing factor is very similar to the 100 healings that Tsunade and Sakura use, so yeah. Healing factor for Hashirama, I believe. I'm pretty sure Madara even stated, Tsunade regrowing a whole limb was... No, she didn't regrow a whole limb. Tsunade's healing factor when Madara fought her is that's very similar to Hashirama's healing factor, so yeah. So Naruto basically has 100 healings, but at birth. I'm pretty sure Hashirama didn't learn his healing factor until he was maybe in his mid, probably when he's late teen. When he became clan head, I'm pretty sure that's when he discovered his wood release and his healing factor. So yeah. So Naruto would be also being Ashura's reincarnation would also get wood release as well. And with this, Naruto is basically given said healing factor and chakra plus wood release. And then, basically, they realize that Naruto's body is just adapting Hashirama cells. He is Hashirama, basically. Not just realize that Naruto's body is just acting how Hashirama's body would react to Hashirama cells. Now Danzo has another idea. He tells Orochimaru that he'll come back every once in a while to basically give Naruto to Orochimaru, and Orochimaru will pump him full of DNA. That sounds weird, I know, but that's what he's literally going to do. Just find someone random, find some random strong shinobi, find any DNA they have, fill Naruto full of some their blood, their hair, something. So yeah. But we got into Naruto when he's roughly around 8 years old. At this point, Danzo basically places Naruto under Genjutsu, then brings Naruto over to Orochimaru, and Orochimaru would basically start putting DNA inside Naruto. Naruto, by the time he's 8 years old, has the DNA of basically the strongest current shinobi of the clans. Rather, Rame, they should give Naruto the DNA of Shino and Todorune Aburame. So Naruto basically has those purplish bugs, but they literally only stay inside Naruto's nails, so his nails look like they're purple. And Naruto actually allows them to mainly stay inside his fingertips and his fingers in general. So his nails look purple, basically. But he also just wears gloves, so his nails are only showing out of these gloves, or this fingertip, so his fingertips just look purple. So yeah. Then he has basically Orochimaru broken Madara's grave, and he realizes that Madara's gone, but with how long time's going on, Madara has to be dead. So he's like, no worries, he's dead, he's old, he has to be dead. So he's like, the body's gone, but it's been over 100 years, he's dead. Only Senju and Uzumaki live this long. So Orochimaru is aware that the body's gone, she doesn't tell Hiruzen. He tells Danzo, and Danzo doesn't care, there's no trace of Madara's to ever come back. So they take a bit of Madara's hair that was in there. Hold up. Alright, so he's a bit of Madara's blood put in Naruto, and a bit of his hair just to give a bit more DNA. Allowing Naruto to actually possess the DNA of Madara and Hashirama to enter an Ashura reincarnates. So Naruto at this point is literally getting the DNA of both Indra and Ashura, which would technically allow him to become Hagoromo. So yeah. Then eventually they do find Hashirama's sword that Hiruzen had on display. Find a bit of Madara's old DNA on it along with Hashirama, giving him more DNA from them both. Naruto have more Hashirama cells than Madara's DNA, but still. Then he had found basically not found. He used Kimimara's DNA, Karin's DNA, Jugo's DNA, Sugetsu's DNA, Kakashi, Sakamu Hatake, any clan head really to put DNA inside Naruto, allowing Naruto basically to become the literal ultimate shinobi. You can name any positive thing about any shinobi, and Naruto most likely has that trait from them. So yeah. So, also, Orochimaru not canonically, in like an anime filler, he has like a bit of the eight tails. I would say like, like parts of the eight tails horn. So Orochimaru even gives Naruto that, hoping to make him a much stronger than Cherokee. And with this, Kurama actually fuses with the eight tails a bit, so Kurama's a lot stronger than he was before. Like, this Kurama's stronger than a whole one. Like, as you can imagine, a whole Kurama, but, like, times around 18. That's just how strong this Kurama is. It's only half of him. So, yeah. But Naruto, when he's 8, would actually go to the academy, as all of his experiments have been finished. So, with Naruto graduating, him actually being basically having like a double S rank in literally every category you can give him. Naruto had also basically awakened a Sharingan. Well, because Hagoromo had awakened a Sharingan at some point, but also he had a Byakugan at birth. So Naruto in one eye would have a Sharingan, the other eye would be a Byakugan. So yeah. Naruto having Hagoromo's body from Ashura, this would be a bit more simple for him. One eye Byakugan, one eye Sharingan. And they can be basically evolved into a Rinnegan. And Naruto also just has 6-pass chakra without even needing to meet Hagoromo. He just became him. But yeah. So Naruto have nothing else to do, so does a few C ranks, does a few D ranks. Danzo even gives him a few C ranks occasionally. And Danzo does suggest that Naruto should be put into the root. Now Hyushin doesn't like Naruto being in the root, but he can be in the Anbu. So with this, Naruto's putting Anbu with Kakashi and Yamato, even Sai is put on this team. So these four basically go about and do missions as they become the most efficient team. Now with this, we go on to just when Naruto's 14, Sai would be 15, and they are basically just, how do I say this? They're basically just, they're put on Team 7, but there's Kakashi and Yamato to lead Team 7. There's 2 senseis to lead a team of 4 people. Yamato's mainly here to keep Sai and Naruto in check, while Kakashi would be the main proper sensei for Sasuke and Sakura. Now, everyone would kind of question why there's 2 senseis for Team 7. All of a sudden, Yukio says, there's Naruto, Naruto's going to join this team, and then so Sai. He doesn't say Sai, he says, there's also a kid who's born in the Anbu joining this team. So, just keep Naruto and Sai under wraps, and keep them, keep them simple for their team. The second one is an old Anbu captain. So really Yamato's more like Naruto and Sai's handler. That's kind of what he is. Like if you've been to a con, you see like people being escorted around by security as like their handlers. I'd say it's kind of what Yamato is to Naruto and Sai. So yeah, also Sakura headed to the roof with Yamato and Naruto, and there were Kakashi and Sai waiting. In the meantime, they get asked their likes and dislikes. And Sasuke says the same BS, so Sakura she doesn't hate Naruto, she hates Kiba. And Naruto then says, he likes ramen, he likes Sai, he likes Kakashi, he likes Yamato, and that's about it. And the third Hokage. His dislikes consist of basically nothing. He's pretty much neutral towards everything else. His dream, he doesn't really have one. He's one who wants to live a long and healthy life. Sai basically says something very similar to Naruto, and then, she says the exact same thing as Naruto. But his dream is mainly completing, living a long, healthy life, and completing his art book, or art journal. Kakashi says his likes are none of their business, his dislikes none of their business, his goal none of their business, his dream none of their business. And Yamato says something very similar to Kakashi, saying, I do like my team, but my dislikes, none of your business, my goal, none of your business, my dream, none of your business. So yeah. So Naruto's a master of all 5 chakra natures, including yin and yang release, and also yin-yang release. There's not one nature that Naruto doesn't know. But back to this. So Naruto basically just, next day is the bell test, and, Naruto isn't the one doing the bell test. Naruto and Sai aren't doing the bell test. Instead, it's actually Sai giving the bell test. Sai is just watching as Naruto can easily take the belts from Sasuke, not Sasuke, well, from Sasuke, but he can take the belts easily from Sai, Kakashi, and Yamato in just a split second. His body flickers faster than Shisui, so no one is really getting past him. Or he's getting past anyone he wants to, really. So Sai gets the belt test, beats Team 7 pretty easily, and then, well, he says you guys fail, but in the end you guys showed that in desperation you will use decent teamwork. Well, you can improve on it, but you pass for now. So yeah. Not to buy Zamal Ichiraku. He has a decent amount of money from being in the Anbu on one of the best teams. So, yeah. So, he lives a pretty decent life. Like, he can live on his own in, like, an actual house, not an apartment. And Naruto and Sai share a house on the outskirts of Konoha. The fact that they don't like most villagers, and the villagers don't really like them besides Teuchi. So, yeah. So, Naruto and Sai are basically just roommates. Now with this, we go on to just Team 7. When they go on, like, just few random missions for, like, the next month and a half. Because Naruto and Sai and Yamato are on the team, they are given a few C and B ranks. When it comes to B ranks, Sai and Naruto can handle most of the things, and then Kakashi would escort Sasuke and Sakura through on how most B ranks are ran. Like, he was like, we have a really strong team, I don't like giving them these missions, but we do need a lot of missions done like this, so, yeah. Eventually, we do go on to choose Team 7, when it goes on now to, I would say, just land a wave mission. But Sasuke already has a Sharingan, and as Naruto did figure out how Sharingans work, and he kind of broke into the Uchiha compound and kind of read up on the Sharingan. Like, he read every book in the Uchiha compound. So, he knew how Sharingans work, and realized that it's not like loss that makes a Sharingan. No, it's literally just emotion. Sasuke seems to be a very stoic guy, but on the inside, he's a very emotional one. So Naruto used a really strong genjutsu via Sharingan to make Sasuke awaken his Sharingan. That's all it took. We took Kakashi, Kakashi's like, oh, well, do you know about the Mangekyo Sharingan? And I was like, oh yeah, I know all about that. And then that's when Kakashi's like, I could use a bit of emotion myself. So Naruto did the genjutsu with Kakashi, and Kakashi now has that strong emotion. And now Kakashi has that MS. So yeah. Naruto makes him also basically be learning any Uchiha specific jutsu just because he had Uchiha DNA in him. He doesn't know about all the experience. He just knows that he has these weird abilities. So Naruto's not aware of the experiments. But Naruto at the age of 14 was already stronger than any Shinobi to ever come across him. Besides maybe Obito can run the ones with him on an even scale, but that's about it. And Naruto has a lot of latent abilities. This Naruto, with a lot of untapped abilities, can run the ones with Obito on even terms. This is how strong he is. So yeah, the abilities he hasn't tapped into, Shikatsu Miyaku, Orochimaru's bone release, Jugo's curse mark, Karin's mind's eye Kagura. He'd awaken every Uzumaki ability besides literally the adamantine chains. Then he hasn't tapped into Suigetsu's hydrification, or he knows water pistol, but he doesn't have hydrification. He has a lot of untapped abilities. Then we go on to just, I would say, maybe just, I would also say maybe, he can use water release, but on the same scale as Yamato, as he doesn't really train in it, doesn't really have he has an affinity for mainly water and fire release as the Nine Tails. And he's also pretty good friends with the Nine Tails, because Naruto has Haruroma's chakra. So the Nine Tails does feel like he's okay with Naruto, and him and Naruto get along pretty well. Like, Naruto's a perfect Jinchuriki without KCM or anything. He can literally turn into the Nine Tails, how Killer Bee turns into the Eight Tails. So yeah. Yeah, so he also has Togurama's DNA just because they wanted Naruto to have his genius. And Naruto invented a few jutsu too. He knows Chidori, because Kakashi is aware of Naruto having a Sharingan, just Sasuke isn't. And then the leads Naruto actually have Chidori, but also Purple Lightning, as he invented it. But he also has something that he calls Yellow Lightning. Arlington actually will use he calls it kind of just, it's Yellow Lightning, but he calls it Pure Chidori. And Kakashi doesn't have the time of chakra to launch a Pure Chidori, but what it really does kind of just cuts through anything on an atomic scale. So yeah. And it also allows the user to travel even faster than lightning, allows you to travel at double the speed of light. So, yeah, 2 times faster than light. So yeah, but back to this. So Landway's mission happens, Sasuke and Sakura are ready. As Sakura trains with Sai and Yamato, and Sasuke would train with Naruto and Kakashi. And Sakura's pretty good at chakra control at this point, so yeah. If she has a technique which will punch you hard enough and just channel chakra through you, that will kill you on impact. She basically destroys all your chakra points by controlling them. So yeah. So that's kind of how Neji killed Kidomaru. Not Kimi, Kidomaru. But yeah. Now this we go on to just, yes, talk like the Demon Brothers, I guess. That'd be pretty decent. But Tazuna, well, Naruto, no one besides Naruto and Kakashi are able to assume that Tazuna was told about this, that they basically needs to be an elite Anbu team. So Tazuna feels more safe than he ever could. That's why he doesn't roast them. One of the Demon Brothers comes out, Sakura just said, keep one of them and destroy the other. Grabbed one of them on the neck and destroyed all the chakra points, and that killed him. Sasuke just placed the other one under Genjutsu, and well, that one duo that's under Genjutsu is interrogated. What up? Okay, so now we go on to basically just Team 7, when they get on mission of the Demon Brother, where they find out about Zabuza and Haku. Well, Naruto already found out about where like the base was. They all did, not just Naruto, but no matter about where the base was. Simon jumped in the air, making a bird, telling them that he'll go fly to the base and take out anyone there. Zabuza and Haku should be up ahead, so the strong ones should be gone. So yeah, Yamato says he'll go beside just to keep him safe, and Yamato and Saya fly off. So with this, they go forward, the mist rolls around, but Sakura easily broke the Genjutsu for all of them. And with this, well, Naruto also has Sakura's Genjutsu affinity, so yeah, so basically he's immune to Genjutsu, even if he doesn't have a Sharingan or the Nine Tails. He's just purely immune to Genjutsu. One thing Naruto can do, he can run his Sharingan like actively for, well, because he's Hagoromo and has infinite chakra, he can run his Sharingan for roughly over 3 days. He can keep it active for that long. He usually just turn it off because he wants to. Like, I feel like he doesn't really have a limit for his Sharingan. He has infinite chakra physically. He's basically Hagoromo, but then a much stronger Nine Tails. So, yeah. Plus he's Asura's reincarnation, so even more reason to have a Sharingan active for a lot longer. But also has a Byakugan that they doesn't really use too much, but you know how Mawari has like those blue eyes, but then he activates Byakugan and the blue iris turns, I'm pretty sure not the iris, but the blue part of her eye just turns, well, gray like Byakugan. Naruto's eye does the same thing. So, like, his Byakugan is very similar to Himawari's. It's just he can actually see like his Byakugan is as good as Kaguya's Byakugan. Is the best way to say it. You guys don't know how good Kaguya's Byakugan is? Go read about it. Her Byakugan's fucking stacked. But yeah. Yeah, so Naruto already saw the talk again. Jutsu even saw about Zabuza and Haku's thoughts. And kind of just told him and Zabuza's attack patterns and just hand signs. So this, when Zabuza took the blade, Kakashi already caught it, telling Zabuza that they thought he'd do that. And that they knew about his little friend in the forest. With that, Haku came out, only to be chopped back in the neck by Naruto. And no one saw Naruto move, which only scared Zabuza. Team 7 was already used to this. But Sakura and Zabuza full speed, and her and Zabuza basically swapping hands or swapping kunai to Executioner's Blade. Sasuke joined in, channeling lightning through the sword, executing Zabuza a bit, but Zabuza just took all the damage. Then Kakashi joined in, using purple lightning, snapping Zabuza through a tree. And Zabuza's wondering, like, how's Kakashi this fast? How is he this strong? How is getting able to hold him back? The thing is, Sasuke currently is roughly around high Chunin level. Sakura is low Jonin. Her chakra control actually puts her above Sasuke, because she can kill Sasuke in one touch. So can Naruto, but he doesn't. Yeah, well, he can kill anything in one touch, but yeah, well, through chakra and through bugs. But yeah. So Naruto basically just goes and as Zabuza and Haku are basically arrested by Naruto, he kind of just binds them up and True-seeking orbs, what do you think that Naruto has? How Hagoromo has weapons made out of true-seeking orbs. So I assume that Naruto probably has creation of all things too, but doesn't know how to control it. So he can only make one true-seeking orb and just use that to bind Zabuza and Haku together, and then leads them to the hidden, or not hidden leaf, the land of waves. That those two can't really break out of the restraints, but Naruto's able to just Genji to them all, or them both, and now they both are just subservient to Naruto. So yeah, pause. With them both being subservient to Naruto, they even get out of their handcuffs and train with Naruto. And Zabuza would teach Naruto how to use a sword, but Naruto kind of caught on pretty quickly. He even picked up Ice Release from Haku. And then in the meantime, Haku even began training Sakura occasionally, just on like how to use Senbone and how to basically just make poison. Sasuke just kept training with Kakashi to learn Chidori. So yeah, Sasuke had already been Chidori training not long before, but he didn't have time and have to learn Chidori. Said Naruto's busy teaching Kakashi Purple Lightning and how to make it his own jutsu. So yeah. And Sasuke also tried to learn how to use Lightning Release, so yeah. Sasuke can already use fire and lightning pretty well, but then Chidori was a jutsu he learned in like the week and a half they were in the Land of Waves. So Yamcha also came back with tons of money, saying Gato and his men are all arrested. So, yeah. So now the Land of Waves got a lot more money than they had before, and now the Hidden Leaf has a decent amount of money too. And Naruto realized that Sai even took over Gatsu's whole business, making Sai one of the richer businessmen ever. Sai was just bored and took it over. So, yeah. Now with this, well, Naruto would train for roughly around 2 weeks for the Chunin exams, as he unlocked Shikatsu Miyaku and when would release. And said he actually uses them in tandem, allowing him to basically make it basically they call White Forest. It's wood, but they're infused with bone. And when them being infused with bone makes them basically pure white and immune to fire. Instead, he also can basically have these, can use bone release to actually make the wood shoot off in like bullets, or basically in spikes, making another forest from the already made forest. So yeah. Now we go on to just, well, first, I guess we go on like just Rock Lee attacking Naruto, because he wouldn't attack Sasuke, because Naruto's like known as a prodigy in their century, not in their generation, like in their century. So with this, Rock Lee attacks Naruto, thinking like knowing he's the bigger prodigy than Neji. But Naruto would dodge all of Rock Lee's strikes like it's nothing, and he's not even using a Bakugan or a Sharingan. But eventually he had kind of put Rock Lee at like kunai point, like to his neck, saying, "Are you done?" Rock Lee's like, "Why don't you end it?" And Naruto's like, "Why didn't you?" And Rock Lee realized, like, look at Naruto, and Naruto let him get this close to him. As Naruto just seems bored throughout the whole fight. Naruto wasn't even blocking any Rock Lee's attack. He was literally just tilting his body like an inch, able to dodge, and no one could tell he didn't move a single centimeter. So yeah, so Rock Lee didn't land a single hit, and he wouldn't have landed a single hit on Naruto. But had an idea, he put his hand on Rock Lee's chest, and suddenly Rock Lee hit the ground with a loud explosion. Like something shot Rock Lee through the floor. Rock Lee got up holding his chest, and this Naruto says, "You're strong and durable." Rock Lee asked what the hell that was, and I was like, "Oh, that's my chakra pressure. I shot it at you." And everyone said Naruto literally forced his chakra onto Rock Lee. So Naruto put his hand out on Rock Lee's chest, healing Rock Lee's body, and basically called him a strong shinobi. Naruto healed his body. His chakra seemed to settle a bit, giving him access to a small pool of chakra. It would at least allow him to do a clone jutsu, which confused Rock Lee on how Naruto did that. Naruto actually experimenting with creation of all things and his own chakra control. Basically, he just gave Rock Lee chakra, then controlled Rock Lee's chakra for him, and didn't just let it settle. Rock Lee's chakra is roughly about, I would say average getting. So he has that much chakra. He can do like a clone jutsu and at least one nature release, which confuses Rock Lee. So yeah. So with this, we go on to basically just the Chunin exams. We came with the written test. Naruto's a genius beyond belief, so he passed before anyone else, and just kind of analyzed everyone's weaknesses and put them all on Genjutsu to get any secrets that he could out of them. But everyone Genjutsu, he didn't Genjutsu come on 12. Even though Sensei didn't know they're under Genjutsu, they couldn't even tell that Naruto was there anymore. With them all under Genjutsu, we go on now to, I would say, probably Naruto waiting for everyone else to arrive. And when everyone else arrived, they were like an hour after Naruto, to like the regular 3 hour wait. They think Naruto was letting for helping them pass. So it took them all to look around a bit, but they realized that Naruto basically implanted basically just notes for them to pass all over the room in a split second. So yeah. It's on the room, kind of on their desks, in someone else's mind, just not on someone else, like the corner of the paper where the person wouldn't look at. Just placed things for them to cheat in such obvious place. That was amazing. Either in someone's mind or on someone's paper. That's where we put all the notes. So yeah. So now with this, we go on to Naruto and Hinata talking until the Force of Death would begin. Then Team 7 burst from the Force of Death with Sai by their side. Naruto tells them, some people will probably get upset that there's a team of 4, so he's gonna run to the side. So with this, he runs to the side and actually leaves Team 7. So yeah. Once he left Team 7, well, he just explored the forest a bit, and even when they came to the Hidden Rain team, Sai took them out himself. And now when it comes down to basically Orochimaru, Naruto fought Orochimaru before, Orochimaru wanted Naruto's body. He got bored of waiting to see Naruto grow. He wanted Naruto's body for himself now. So Orochimaru attacks Naruto. In the middle of the fight, Naruto had begun using his bone-infused wood release, and Orochimaru can't really dodge any attacks without bone shooting him or stabbing him. But then Naruto decided to use his curse mark for the first time. And basically, he was a controlled mark, like a mastered curse mark at this point. He just decided to basically punch Orochimaru into a tree and completely almost destroy his body completely. There's a morning how Naruto has a fully controlled pure curse mark. He literally just genjutsu himself in the middle of using a curse mark at some point. And, well, when he genjutsu himself, it's fully controlled. He's just going to calm down his mind for the curse mark state. So, yeah. Basically, his curse mark form is under genjutsu. He doesn't use the form often, but basically, this is the first time he's used it fully controlled. So, yeah. But he fights against Orochimaru in fully controlled curse mark form and beats him. So, yeah. Because Naruto tapped into new abilities, is actually able to now beat Obito. So, yeah. So now with this, with Orochimaru defeated, he gets Orochimaru's scroll, heads to the tower, and gets there in roughly around 20 minutes. So yeah, Team 7 got there in around 35 minutes, one minute before Team Gaara. So, yeah. So, Gaara says there's already two other teams here. Or there's a Naruto and another team there. And like, this is where he's like, hey, since you're the only one here, does that mean you failed because your team's dead? He's like, oh no, they're my team, it's just I kind of left them because we had superior numbers, so I just went and did my own thing for a bit. This is a team of 4. Just one of them was so strong that he went off on his own and still got there earlier than his own team. So yeah. But Gaara would ask Naruto to fight, and Naruto would ask why, but Gaara was like, pure Jinchuriki can feel it. So this is Naruto and Gaara fight, and Naruto easily beat Gaara, actually. Shucky's question, like, what tail beasts does Naruto have? When he thought about when the tail beasts were divided, and realized that Naruto probably has the 9 tails. Well, why isn't his chakra being messed with? Why isn't Naruto being messed with? Why is he purely, just calm with the 9 tails? Only thing of is that Naruto's a mastered 9-tailed Jinchuriki. So one thing you think of, Naruto's a mastered Jinchuriki. With this, he realized that Naruto was actually probably the strongest person walking this earth currently. So, yeah, there's really no other way to say that Naruto's currently the strongest person walking the earth. Even when Gaara's just on the ground painting, about to pass out, the Neji just told him, even if we combine our efforts, we can't beat him. He's probably the strongest person walking the earth. And it's just shocked Gaara. It's like he's got up and told Naruto what the tail beast told him, and Naruto's like, yeah, it's not wrong. I probably am. I mastered the 9 tails power. I mastered all my current abilities. I mastered all 5 natures. I mastered so-and-so jutsus. I mastered 1,000 jutsu. So, yeah. You really don't have a chance of beating me ever in 100 years. So, yeah. Now with this, we go on to just Team 7. When they basically first the preliminaries. Well, I would say probably Team Dosu is defeated because they probably attacked Team 7 when they were trying to hide. But most of Team Dosu's down. So, yeah. So, I can say Keen's dead. So, we can have Sai replace Keen. So, yeah. Now with this, it actually leads up to Sai versus Shikamaru. In the middle of the fight, Sai actually beat Shikamaru. Shikamaru didn't really care. She just called Sai a really strong shinobi. Sai held him up, being a pretty good guy. And in this end, him and Shikamaru talk for a bit. In Sakura versus Ino, Sakura completely abused her. This was not even a fight, it was literal assault. When Ino didn't try to use mind transfer jutsu, Sakura just dashed full speed ahead and poked Ino in the eyes through her own mind transfer jutsu. When Sakura just laughed, saying, how about this? Let's play rock, paper, scissors. Ino tells Sakura just said, rock, punch Ino right in the jaw. Paper, slap her across the face. Scissors, poke her in the eye again. And then kick her in the neck. That's all it took to beat Ino. So yeah, just a good old game of rock, paper, scissors, beat Ino. So they really left out a plot point. If you're learning about Zabuza and Haku, they're in the land away protecting it currently. So yeah. But then we go on now to, I would say, Sasuke versus Yoroi. Sasuke without a curse mark easily beats him. So yeah. So Sasuke beats Yoroi. Then you go on to Naruto versus Kiba. Kiba would try to use Fang over Fang, but Naruto put his hand out and just tanked all the full brunt of the Fang over Fang, not even being phased by it. Eventually he swept his hand to the side, grabbing Kiba by the neck and just choking him out. Akamaru tried to bite him, but Akamaru just couldn't. He felt wrong biting Naruto for him. He doesn't know why, but he did. So he let Kiba be choked out. So yeah. Now go to Rock Lee versus Gaara. Rock Lee actually he already knew he could enhance his strength and with chakra, but he didn't have enough chakra to give a suitable enhancement. But now, he can move as fast as he does when he's weightless with his weights on. So Rock Lee's already bodying Gaara with his weights on. When eventually he's tries to take his weights off, he's bodying Gaara even harder, even using the 8 gates. So with this, he does beat Gaara actually, but he passes out before anything is said, leading to a draw. So there's a split decision needing to happen, and Gaara won the split decision. So Gaara will be participating in the finals. But Rock Lee only has one broken arm, so he could still participate. It would just be a really hard fight. Rock Lee's happy that Naruto gave him this ability to actually get this strong. And he has enough chakra to not use any strong in jutsu, but he actually will use chakra to enhance his body. The guy's questioning Rock Lee and how he did that. Rock Lee's like, oh, I don't know, but after I fought Naruto, my chakra seemed to just settle. So I think I awakened my chakra. So Guy instead will teach Rock Lee summoning in 1 year, in 1 month time skip. So Rock Lee ends up learning summoning and a few basic jutsu that Guy would actually use, being summoning weapons, summoning turtles or tortoises. It means Naruto actually met with like Jiraiya by just coincidence and still trained with him. So yeah. But Jiraiya realized that Naruto already knew so many jutsu, probably just being with Kakashi. But Naruto decided to show off all his abilities to Jiraiya. Jiraiya's just in amazement. He starts to actually try to teach Naruto like summoning jutsu, but Naruto already summoned it. So he summoned him into first try. It was pretty easy. Then you already have summoning now. What about Rasengan? So he tries to teach Naruto Rasengan. Naruto got that down in the span of an hour. He got down using Rasengan with one hand in the span of an hour. So yeah. Now about this. Just using for Flying Raijin. Naruto got down Flying Raijin until Kurama's level in the span of a week. He's just that good. And he's like, okay, well, you know Flying Raijin. Well, I don't know what else to do. You're basically just Minato times 10. So yeah. Hold up, real quick. Pause. All right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So Jiraiya didn't know what else to teach Naruto. Like, even though he was on, Naruto got down everything he wanted him to learn so quickly that I don't know what else to give him. And then he was like, what about putting chakra natures into Rasengan? Where it's like his first Rasengan was a wind release Rasengan. I don't know what else you want from me. He was like, what about summoning? Where I was like, he summoned 10 different toads. And he was like, Flying Raijin. Where I was like, I'm pretty sure he's better than Minato. And then this is basically we hear like Sage mode. Where I was like, I'll try. Direct is like a day later with Naruto being a perfect sage. And he shows Hiruzen, he's a perfect sage. And Hiruzen doesn't know what else we have Naruto. He just starts Jiraiya this like scroll's healing, saying, have him learn everything in that scroll. So yeah. So Naruto spent the whole like 1 month, or I guess now it's been a week and a half actually. He's been like the next week and a half learning how to learn every jutsu. Not week and a half. He's been like the next 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks learning everything in Scroll's Healing, and he did it perfectly. Going to every single jutsu in that Scroll's Healing, including Edo Tensei, which does not require chakra, actually. So, yeah. So, Naruto is just kind of, honestly, just completely stacked. Just doing all this, his chakra reserves did grow a lot, so he's pretty stacked, too. And now Naruto's currently the strongest Shinobi to ever exist, besides maybe Hagoromo, so, yeah. He's already surpassing Indra and Ashura, and everything. But now with this, we go on to see just Naruto versus Neji. And Neji acknowledges Naruto as someone who's a bigger prodigy than him. But Naruto's successful. He's a prodigy that works hard, something that Neji should know about. So with this, Naruto and Neji fight, but Neji's easily being outmatched by Naruto. It's not to even use his one-eye Byakugan. So yeah, with this he had basically beaten Neji. He only uses his one-eye Byakugan, and he only used hand-to-hand combat. So he kind of copied everything that Neji did. So his Byakugan allows read minds because he has Kaguya's Byakugan. So yeah, he has a Byakugan very similar to Kaguya, so it allows him to read minds. So he knew what Neji was going to do and how he was going to do it. So he just kind of copied it. So yeah, like he was mentally copying Neji. I actually would want to question Naruto, but Jiraiya just tells Hiyashi, like Jiraiya was actually here watching this thing. I don't know how he has a Byakugan, but he doesn't know how either. He awakened it one day, even with a Sharingan, he has that. So basically, the Namikaze or the Uzumaki did this thing down the line to give their descendants a kick a Genkai like this. I don't know what happened, but it happened. So yeah, and he actually doesn't know that Jiraiya is not lying. He knows it. So he's like, okay, then son, we'll figure it out. So yeah. Now with this, we go on to just, the other fights happening. So, Sakura actually being able to go into the exams. Kankuro still forfeited before the match even began. Because, honestly, he was scared by Shino's abilities, when Shino seems to be a lot stronger, actually. No one knows why, really, but Shino's a lot stronger. But Naruto knows why, because Shino had seen his fingertips and realized that Naruto had the same ability as his quote-unquote brother, Toranae Aburame. Toranae is his cousin, but he calls him his brother. Shino's trained a lot harder just to keep up with someone like Naruto in his class. So yeah. And so Naruto doesn't really use his bugs because they kill anything too quickly. So, yeah. But, yeah, so Shino was just fighting Sakura. He actually beat Sakura, even though she's extremely strong. She's around low Jonin level, like you said before. Actually, this month she had a training. She trained with Sai and Yamato. And, well, even Kurenai, she turned to trainers. Kurenai's, none of Kurenai's students besides Shino were here. But Shino didn't want to train with Kurenai, and Kurenai had nothing else to do. And Yamato bribed her. So, yeah. Sakura currently is roughly around the same tier as Sasuke, who has a 2-to-1 Sharingan, a perfect Chidori variance, and he can now use Wind Release. Sakura only has Genjutsu, Taijutsu, and perfect chakra control. That's all she has, and she can still compare to Sasuke, who has all of his current feats. So, yeah, that's how strong she is. Yeah. So, Naruto looks just like this, just wears gloves. That's all it is. Yeah. So now with this, we go on to just, Sakura versus Shino. So Shino wins. Then the final fight is, actually Gaara versus Sasuke, because Gaara won the decision in the split fight between him and Rock Lee. And Gaara loses his fight. Sasuke's Chidori, he doesn't even need to hit Gaara with the Chidori. He just shoves the Chidori at Gaara, thinks he misses, and she yells Chidori spear and stabs Gaara through the gut. And then when Gaara's about to freak out, Sasuke beats the dog shit out of Gaara. He knocked out Gaara before Gaara can do the whole "it's my blood" incident. Sasuke beat the shit out of him before that happens. Then Sasuke pronounced the winner, and everything. But then the Konoha Crush would begin. But then already saw things coming and set up clones. When this fight ended, he went to the bathroom, set up clones all around the building. What's the Konoha Crush? What's it going to start? But Naruto's clones are actually just chilling on the borders of the village, defeating Hidden Sound and Hidden Sand Shinobi, defeating summonings left and right. We're trying to take Kush and Cop captive, saying, this is where you die, Sarutobi. The barrier set up only for Jiraiya to Rasengan it. Jiraiya just use a giant Rasengan, destroying half the barrier, and then just fights against Orochimaru with Hiruzen. Gaara turned into One Tails, but Naruto easily grabbed Gaara. Or not grabbed Gaara. He put his hand on Shukaku and just destroyed all the chakra points, almost killing it completely. And then when it came to Gaara, Naruto just Genjutsu Gaara, going into his mindscape and calming down Shukaku and just releasing it, but still controlling it at the same time. So yeah, he lifted Gaara's mind, as Gaara is now perfectly bonded with Shukaku. Gaara does what Naruto just did for him. He controlled the One Tails. Naruto kind of did something very similar to Izanagi on Shukaku, or Izanami, very similar to it. But Naruto's chakra allows him to use Izanami and not go blind. So, yeah. Because his healing factor and just his body. His healing factor plus his chakra allows him to basically use Izanami and not go blind. They can't spam Izanami in limited times, they can do it once or twice. Around 3-4 times, I'd say, at max. So, the one that basically leaves Izanami and is now friends with Gaara. So, yeah. It only took it 2 minutes. So, yeah. Once Gaara realized that he was perfect in Turkey, immediately told the Hidden Sand to basically rally with the Hidden Leaf against the Hidden Sound. And they listened to Gaara. Gaara's now perfect in Turkey, and Gaara is actually able to slam his hand down on Tobirama and Hashirama, and actually swipe them away from Hiruzen and Jiraiya. And then Naruto ran out with Gaara's arm, and immediately just turned into the Nine Tails. Turned into the Nine Tails, he landed, and swiped away at Hashirama and Tobirama himself, and actually was able to hold them down. Once this Nine Tails was a lot bigger and stronger than the other one, they're wondering what happened to it. Only Danzo and Orochimaru know, but Orochimaru said Naruto is a perfect Jinchuriki. So, what he did was probably the worst mistake possible. Is he made an enemy of him and Danzo made an enemy of Naruto. But Naruto right now is running full speed. He basically just he's supposed to separate himself from the Nine Tails, basically just using a 10% clone. Clone will place Orochimaru under Genjutsu, and basically just go through his mind. Honestly, just to torture him, that's about it. Once he left his mind, Naruto immediately froze, calling him basically just a monster. With this, 10% clone of Naruto just goes all out and goes hand with all of his abilities, killing Orochimaru, actually. So Orochimaru is dead. Completely dead. Only Anko and the Sound 4 and Anko can revive him, and that's about it. Or Sound 5 can Kimimaru, but Sound 4 are arrested, so yeah. Kabuto is eventually able to grab Kimimaru and revive Orochimaru through his body, so yeah. But still with this, they ask Naruto what he saw, and this Naruto just tells him what he saw in Orochimaru's mind, and tells him everything even what Danzo did. They immediately try to bring Danzo into the room, and when anything else happens, his eyes torn out by Naruto and his arms torn off. He didn't see this happen. It was just so fast he didn't see it. As he realized his eye with the arm were gone, he hit the ground just screaming in pain. So yeah, not with the arm and eye down, calling Danzo basically just a monster, and about to shove a Shinobi through this man's chest. But Kakashi instead has a better idea, saying he'll make him suffer, as he immediately puts him in the Kamui dimension. So yeah, with Danzo trapped there, Obito found Danzo at some point and just killed him in there because there was really no effort for him once he realized his arm and eye were gone, so he just killed Danzo. So yeah, Danzo's just dead in the Kamui dimension. But no one is gonna check on him. This is like his prison sentence. He's like his life in prison in the Kamui dimension. Yeah, the way that Obito killed him made him commit suicide. So even they weren't check on him, they think he committed seppuku. So yeah. But no, Houston doesn't want someone else to become Hokage. As with Naruto's intelligence, she's currently a Hokage candidate. Naruto, Jiraiya, Kakashi, Yamato, and Tsunade. Those are the 5 candidates to become Hokage. Those are the 5 candidates. Even Shukaku is candidate. Shikamaru's dad's candidate. So yeah, Naruto can currently become Hokage at age 14. But he decides not to, and him and Jiraiya go find Tsunade, as Shikaku found it annoying to become Hokage. So first we go to basically Naruto versus Itachi and Kisame. He bodied them both disrespectfully, because he's stronger than Obito is. He's stronger than Hashirama is. He's bodying them both disrespectfully. This Naruto is currently about, I'd say, as strong as... I would honestly go far to say he's about as strong as one-eyed Renegade, as well as one Rinnegan, Ten Tails Madara. He's that strong. So yeah. So he beat these two disrespectfully in seconds. So yeah. Even until Itachi, he knew how to do with Danzo, and Danzo's currently basically trapped in a different dimension in prison. Itachi asked how that's possible. Naruto's like, oh, Kakashi has a Mangekyo Sharingan now, so he used that ability to trap him in a different dimension. And Itachi didn't know that Naruto wasn't lying, because how would he know about Mangekyo Sharingan? But Naruto places Kisame under Mangekyo Genjutsu, sits down with Itachi, talks to Itachi about what happened to him. When Itachi hears about everything, he does apologize to Naruto, telling him that he'll back to the Hidden Leaf just to train Naruto in the ways of getting a Mangekyo Sharingan, but not through killing a loved one. Naruto says he already knows how, but Kakashi can't teach him how to use Mangekyo Sharingan. So yeah. Now with this, we go on to, I would say, hold up, pause. So Itachi basically wanted to figure out what Naruto could do with his Mangekyo, but once she figured it out, he was just amazed at Naruto's abilities. So yeah. Itachi decided to put Naruto into Tsukuyomi just to give him an MS, and then canceled it not long after, so when Naruto's MS is shown. Jiraiya was in the room just looking at them, both, and when Itachi gave Naruto an MS, he was just in shock. But suddenly Itachi had heard Sasuke run in, and Sasuke tried to attack Itachi, but Naruto easily grabbed Sasuke, putting him in a chokehold, and kind of put him under Mangekyo Genjutsu, making him see what happened to his clan and what Danzo made him do. Itachi didn't know it, but Naruto put him under Genjutsu at the same time as Itachi put him under Tsukuyomi. So he hears any event of Hiruzen allowing the Uchiha massacre from his mind. So all that they both know now is that Danzo was the one to make the Uchiha massacre happen, but he's now in an infinite prison sentence. So yeah. Once he gets to Konoha, he'll erase like the Uchiha massacre of his order from Hiruzen's mind. He needs peace. But Kisame's brought back to the Hidden Leaf and put under Itachi's order, as Naruto had basically wiped out any allegiance to the Akatsuki, but put all that allegiance to the Akatsuki into Itachi. So he'll follow Itachi wherever he goes. So yeah. Now with this, well, next it would be probably Sasuke retrieval mission, but Orochimaru's not dead, but he's busy training himself. But now Sasuke's also pretty pissed off about Itachi following Danzo's orders, so I'm pretty sure he would still leave, but with Kabuto. Kabuto's like, we have to get out of here quickly, so he just uses Manda and reverse summons to Ryuji Cave, and then heads to the hideout from there. So yeah. And Orochimaru basically began taking on anyone's DNA that he could to become a perfect sage, and eventually he did, by using Kimimura's DNA and his body. But he's actually able to figure out how to cure the disease too. So yeah. Tsunade's currently Hokage, so yeah. Now 2 years pass, Naruto's already a Master Sage at the age of 14, so he wants to spend time just mastering his abilities, even finding a way to cure Itachi's disease. And after, because he had time, learned 100 healings. Like, the Tsunade told him how it worked. He just gathered so much chakra in his forehead that the mark just appeared. Like, is this how it works? I said, yeah, that's how it works. But because Naruto having the bugs in his hand, and just how much there are, he put the 100 healings into his hand like it was a karma seal. It was weird because he already had a curse mark on his neck, so it was a natural curse mark. So yeah. Now this Naruto had an idea, and basically been studying everything with like Tsunade, Sakura, and Ino, because Ino did the training as well. And studied with some more curse marks at Konoha to actually learn how to replicate Naruto's curse mark. And because they had better minds than Orochimaru's base did, they were able to figure out how to replicate it, but because Naruto and Itachi's eyes, they were able to actually calm down every single curse mark user in their full state, allowing them to actually keep their sanity. Allowing them to actually will prep every single Konoha Shinobi with a curse mark, because Naruto can also give a curse mark. Let me give curse mark talking to everyone, the curse mark is just made on their body, they go full out, they go all out, their curse mark is controlled, and there's no side effects to their curse mark. Like their chakra, anytime they use chakra, their curse mark will activate. No, they can just control it by will. They even went to the Hidden Sand and did a very similar process, but only to the stronger Shinobi, including like Tamari, Kankuro, Gaara, so on and so forth. So yeah. Plus, Naruto even tried to teach Edo Tensei to Itachi. So he just went on teaching Edo Tensei to basically a few select people, like being like Hiruzen, Tsunade, Itachi, Jiraiya. Yeah. Even Neji learned it just to survive his dad. But they use prisoners of prisoners who have just the worst crime possible from the Hidden Sand and Hidden Leaf. And Gaara eventually had learned it through Naruto, and Gaara resurrected Rasa to have Rasa teach him Gold Dust Release. Gold Dust Release. So yeah. And after Naruto all of his latent abilities, besides adamantine chains, because he doesn't have the DNA to use adamantine chains. But Naruto basically even learned Hashirama Sage Mode, because he learned Sage Mode in a week, but now he's a Mastered Sage, so he can probably learn Sage Mode in a matter of days. So he did just that. So yeah. Naruto is now currently the strongest Shinobi to ever exist. He has a Mastered 100 Healings, Mastered Mastered Sage Mode in 2 forms of Sage Mode. He's Mastered Swordsman, a Mastered Chain User, a Mastered Curse Mark User, a Mastered you basically mastered everything that you can give him. So yeah. By the time he's 16, he's already a Hokage candidate all over again. Like, every year from 14 on, he's a Hokage candidate. So, yeah. But now with this, we're going to basically Kazekage Retrieval Mission, where Gaara is currently as strong as he is in the War Arc, where at this point, he'd bodied them both. He'd bodied Sasori and Deidara, and he did just that. They're both captured. Well, first, they kind of just cut off not Sasori's hand. They cut off Deidara's hands. So, yeah. Sasori's honestly just left as there's no puppets for him to control. He's barely alive at this point. So yeah, Sasori gave all the mission he has on the Tenchi Bridge. They turn that mission to Hidden Leaf. Then Naruto would lead Sai and Sakura to that mission. As Naruto turns into basically a puppet, and they also they're somewhat get information on they kind of use transformation jutsu on Sasori. So yeah. But Kankuro's Kabuto's a little bit iffy on why Sasori came out as puppet, but Sasori's I was here to kill you, but I have a better deal for you. But suddenly Kabuto went to slash at Naruto, only to have his hand grabbed and almost torn completely off. Kabuto realized that Sasori was not. They thought this was the real Sasori for a second. They looked under the hood, seeing the real Naruto. As Naruto just kicks him in the chest, caving it in. Not caving it in, but breaking the majority of his ribs, almost caving in his chest. There's how strong Naruto is in his base state. So yeah. So if you're wondering about Naruto's Susanoo and everything, yes, a Susanoo as big as the Ten Tails. That's just how big a Susanoo is. But he has a yellow Susanoo. It's as big as the Ten Tails. It has a blade made of basically just flaming, basically red Amaterasu. And then he has the Kaku no Johei, which is the sealing jar. The blade Amaterasu honestly just can just wrap you up in Amaterasu and throw you in the Kaku no Johei and keep you there. So yeah. Also, once in this Kaku no Johei, he can summon the physical version of it, and that can also allow him to summon Kinkaku and Ginkaku. So he can summon them both through Kaku no Johei. But yeah, back to this. So Naruto would just basically beat up Kabuto. Orochimaru arrived, trying to fight and throw hands. But Naruto threw hands on a better scale and beat Orochimaru with just one hand. So it wasn't even a fight, it was just assaults. Both Naruto defeated. Naruto used Genjutsu on him to find out all his bases, find out where they all were, broke into each one. First he found Karin, brought her out. And told Karin he's also an Uzumaki, but also another experiment of Orochimaru that's kept in the hidden leaf. And kind of told Karin how much, basically what happened to him. Karin's just so shocked that he had all that DNA. He says that he mashed every ability from said DNA, and basically just perfect now. So, yeah. Basically just perfect Shinobi. Then when it came to Jugo, Naruto easily told Jugo, hey, come out of here, and I will help you master not your Sharingan, your curse mark. Jugo wanting to master his curse mark and not go insane would allow this. And then Naruto just Mangekyo Genjutsu to him, and then now he basically has full control over his curse mark. So yeah, pause. So Jugo's master curse mark user, Karin is allied with Naruto, and Jugo was just told that Kimaru died getting Sasuke. No, Kimaru was taken over Uchiha took over Kimaru, which made Jugo a bit pissed off. So yeah, it's finding Suigetsu. He has Kakashi, Sakura, and everyone else but him on the mission to get Sasuke back. So yeah. So when he came to Suigetsu, he told Suigetsu that the pyramids, and Suigetsu oh well, you guys have my hydrification, you can use it as well as me. And that's not just I can probably use it better. So yeah. He leaves Suigetsu and him fought for a bit, and Suigetsu realized that Naruto was a better user of hydrification than him. So yeah. Also Naruto wears Naruto the last, just he has long hair. That's it. But yeah. Now this is to go to the place where Sasuke is. Sasuke's being escorted out in handcuffs and covered in blood and bruises. So yeah, Naruto also kind of fixed Karin's mind, so he wasn't. So I'm under the suspicion that Karin just had her mind warped by Orochimaru, so she liked Sasuke. That's what I think. And Naruto released the mind warp. She thinks that Sasuke has working more as like a co-worker than anything else at this point. Now then, leave Sasuke's put in prison, and Itachi would talk to him for a bit, and eventually Itachi gets in Sasuke's good graces now. So yeah. And the next step would probably just be any other mission, but now since every single Shinobi in Konoha now has a curse mark, yeah, every single mission for Konoha is literally easy for them, including Akatsuki suppression, where that's not even a mission; it's just assault. So yeah, and I also heard that every single Shinobi Konoha has a curse mark now that's mastered. So they're currently the strongest village out. Even Kakashi, who has a curse mark and is mastered, is about as strong as 7th Gate guy. So yeah, and it's not even him using full curse mark. It's like him using stage 1 curse mark. In full control curse mark, him and my guy are good rivals. So yeah, because he also has mastered Sharingan ability. It's not just like not just that Hashirama cells allow people to use the Sharingan without going blind. So Kakashi, Itachi, and now Sasuke have Hashirama cells in their body. So yeah. So Kakashi basically is DMS Kakashi at this point. That's all he is. Just there's no Susanoo, but he has master Sharingan abilities, and he doesn't get tired from using a Sharingan. Doesn't even cover up a Sharingan actually. But yeah. Also, not just abilities and master creation of all things. You can technically give creation of all things. Not give it. You can give two Mangekyo Sharingan to Kakashi. So yeah. But with this, we want to just, I would say, what was it? Akatsuki Special Mission. It's not even a mission. It's literally Shikamaru and also just dominating every single person in their way. When it came to the Hidan, also just sleep with him and cut his hands off, and then cut his head off. That's all it was. And that was stage 1. Kakuzu and Shikamaru fight, and stage 2 Shikamaru is actually able to draw in a fight with Kakuzu. Also helped Shikamaru kill Kakuzu. So yeah. And they have nothing else to do as they tell it that they don't have any information that's valuable, so they bury them both. So that's all it was. Next up is Dry the Gallant. Dry is a curse mark user, but still he's a mastered user of Sage Mode now. So in Land of Waves, he basically beat in the Hidden Rain, he beat anyone in his way, including every path of pain. So yeah. So he beat every path of pain. Nagato put him under Genjutsu, and Nagato can do senses. So yeah. And Naruto basically stole every secret he had to Jiraiya, then Jiraiya leaves. So, yeah. But so Obito's like, Obito, Naruto's like, I recommend leaving reverse summon, like, via reverse summon, so Obito doesn't catch you, or Madara doesn't catch you. So, yeah. So, Jiraiya just left via reverse summon, and then, yeah. But in Konoha, he then tells him everything he knew about Madara via Obito, not via Obito, via Nagato. And now Naruto basically put his hand on the village, on the ground, send chakra to every building in Konoha, and began strengthening, making every village, just expanding the borders of Konoha. He just warps the land of fire in general using his chakra. making it a much denser forest, making it much more lush forest, altering the weather around it, altering the terrain around it, making it harder to track through land of fire. He even warped the Hokage mountain just to make Konoha a lot bigger. Then he made like a whole new cliffside only for Hokage faces. So yeah. Now with this, well, with Land of Fire basically completely warped because of Naruto. It's not a better place to be, but still, they're shocked that he warped the whole Land of Fire this easily. But now it's a lot harder for Obito to find them. So yeah. Obito eventually did find it with help of Zetsu, but when he found it on time, they were already ready to throw hands with him. So yeah. So when Obito went to attack Konoha, because there's literally no Akatsuki left besides him and Zetsu. 2 of them are traitors, 2 of them are dead, and another 2 are dead. Pause. Where was I? Oh yeah, Obito would find Konoha because there's literally only him and Black Zetsu left. 2 of them are traitors, 2 of them are dead, and another 2 are dead. So Obito invades Konoha. He fails though, because everyone literally prepared for this. Everyone. Nagato isn't dead. He's literally just in hiding, and so is Konan. But yeah, that Naruto even gave Kakashi EMS in both eyes just to give him to make him DMS Kakashi. Kakashi's already on par with he's DMS Kakashi literally with the curse mark too. That's mastered was beyond DMS Kakashi. I'd probably say that he's stronger than he is even in Boruto, as Kakashi stated to be stronger than he was in the war arc in Boruto. The war arc also is Kaguya's part, so don't forget that. Sasuke has a Rinnegan, Itachi has a Rinnegan, Naruto handed out 2 of them like candy. He gave himself a Rinnegan, but he has Kagura's Rinnegan, so basically a Sharingan at this point. Obito's not getting within 10 feet of Konoha without getting at least one arm torn off. I'm gonna say right there. By the time he gets to the middle of Konoha, he is missing an arm and one of his legs. I'm sure is scrambled. Yeah, but Kakashi's just waiting there for him as him and Obito just scrap, and Obito's just easily defeated by Kakashi. Kakashi can do the same thing, can go intangible like Obito can, but he also just can do a far distance Kamui, so Obito isn't getting a shot at getting away from Kakashi. And Obito, and not only wants Obito dead, so Naruto can just put him in the Kaku no Johei, so yeah. So Obito's just chilling in the Kaku no Johei. Well, first he kind of had everything regrown on him, including his face healed, then he's put in the Kaku no Johei. So yeah. He can be in there with Kikaku and Ginkaku. Next up, I just had the story of Boruto, which isn't interesting. First we just start to the last, which Naruto can obliterate the moon in a split second, so... Like, all he does when he can just send chakra through his body, and that kills Toneri. So that's all it takes. Take out Toneri's eyes, give him back to Hanabi. Then Boruto, where it comes down to Shin Uchiha, which isn't even a fight. With Orochimaru in prison, they already know about Shin Uchiha and everything, so Shin Uchiha was killed years ago. So were all his clones. So, Momoshiki. Itachi and Sasuke both are Rinnegan users, and Itachi's Rinnegan happens to be stronger than Sasuke's. But Sasuke has a bit more, not better, but he mastered all the skills with his Rinnegan, while Sasuke just has a bit more, but Sasuke kind of spent time mastering one ability, which makes him on par with Itachi, that Itachi would use more abilities. Basically, this is just 2 Sasukes against Momoshiki, and then those 2 Sasukes beat Momoshiki. First they beat Kenshiki, then Momoshiki, but yeah. It took them a few tries to beat them both, but still, they won. And then we go on now to, I would say, maybe, probably just, there's no Momoshiki arc, so Boruto doesn't get a curse mark. So we can go probably just to Jigen, which isn't really an arc itself, because Naruto's married to Hinata, Boruto's stillborn, so is Himawari. Probably just Jigen, but Jigen, the moment that Naruto and Sasuke fight him for the first time, they body him. First they find the Ten Tails. Sasuke would basically call out Naruto, and Naruto arrives in that same dimension, uses Susanoo, steals away the Ten Tails in the Kaku no Johei. So yeah. Also, he decided to actually let out Obito and the Kaku no Johei roughly around the time of the Naruto last, and Obito's just a normal citizen of Konoha now. Like Naruto's like, you can be out of Kaku no Johei, you cannot be a shinobi though. So Naruto removed both of his eyes and replaced them with normal eyes, so Obito's just a really strong shinobi, but no Sharingan. So yeah. Obito still trains constantly. He's about as strong as Kakashi is at this point, but he's just a normal civilian. He's as strong as Boruto Kakashi, but he's a normal civilian. So Jigen would arrive. Jigen arrives. They pack up Jigen in seconds by honestly just sealing him away with Itachi. Itachi's like, oh, distract him and I'll seal him away, and they do just that. So they fight him for a bit, then Itachi shield him away. This just ends the Boruto story, because Code was no diffed by literally everyone. And this, like Sasuke being stronger would just no diff him. Then so would Itachi, so would Naruto. So basically everyone, actually. Even Sakura would, even Sai would, even Yamato, even Kakashi. They'd all no diff Code, even if he has no limits. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe for another part. Or not part, another video. Adios.